Very good afternoon. Today, in this session, we are going to see what are the types of interview questions that have been asked frequently and how to answer those questions very easily. All right. So here there are certain categories in this interview questions. What are those certain categories? The categories are, we have opening type of questions, we have career history questions, we have quirky questions, we have personal questions, we have goal based questions, and finally we have closing questions. So let us see one by one. All right. First, let us see with opening questions. My dear friends, tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself is a very important and frequently asked questions in any interview you go. In any interview you go, tell me about yourself is the frequently asked question, and it is the first question that will be asked. I don't know how many of you have really faced this question, but I want someone from this to answer me. If I am an interviewer, if I ask you, tell me about yourself, so how are you going to answer it? Can anyone? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So if I ask you the question, tell me about yourself, so how are you gonna ask that question? I mean, how are you going to answer that question? Can anyone please tell me? Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. So here we have, tell me about yourself. Can anyone please tell me, if you are in an interview room now, if I'll ask you the question, tell me about yourself. So how are you going to answer it? Let me see how you are answering it. After that, I will tell you what is the correct way to answer it and what to be included to answer this one.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the giving this golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Myself Kishore. So basically, I'm from Madanpalli, AP, Chittoor district.
Okay.
So actually, I did my MBA post-graduation in JNTU Jawaharlal Technological University with the aggregate of 75%. So while I'm completing my job, while I'm completing after my education, I got my first job in ICICI Bank as a relationship officer. After that, I need to face the biggest I need to recover around 1.2 crores of recovery amount. So I did it in a disciplined and transparent manner. For that, they appreciated me and they promoted me as a relationship manager. That was my first achievement and first challenge. After getting that is on a complete and field job oriented job. After doing the such kind of things, I decided to move on some data analyst jobs. So in that way, my career started. After doing such a lot of companies, lot of works, I struggle and I learn a lot of things. And finally, I got a biggest opportunity last Blackbuck, Jinka Logistics, as a financial manager.
Okay.
There I started my real life career opportunities and learning lots of things under my pressure, under some lots of circumstance. I did so many works. So
Okay.
in the process, I know about this Power BI course and learn, and I'm doing little mini projects in the course also. A very simple man. This is about me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank,
I highly appreciate you for answering this question, for taking it as an initiative.
thank you, sir.
Yeah. So listen, my dear friends, when the question is asked, tell me about yourself or self introduction. This is called as a golden question in an interview. This is called as a golden question in an interview. See this one. What all I have highlighted in this yellow color questions, those questions are golden questions in an interview. I'm repeating once again. The things which I have highlighted in the yellow mark are golden questions. In the same way, in opening questions in an interview, tell me about yourself, or if the question is asked to give a self introduction about yourself, then this is a very good golden question for you to complete your interview. Remember, when this question is asked, you can continue your complete interview only based on this question also. You can continue your complete interview with this single question also, but it depends on how you answer this question. That is very much important. When this question is asked, tell me about yourself. For example, I have Kishore's resume in my hand. Okay. For example, I have Amar's resume in my hand or some X person's resume in my hand. When an interviewer calls you with your name inside an interview room, I'm repeating once again, please listen it very carefully. When an interviewer calls you with your name inside an interview room, that might be in an offline mode or that might be in an online mode. When an interviewer calls you with your name inside an interview room, then kindly do not answer your question. I mean, when the interviewer asks you to give your self introduction, do not answer the question by starting your name. For example, I am an interviewer. I have called you, Mr. Kishore. Please come in. Please take your seat. Then you will tell thank you and sit down. When an interviewer asks you a question that Kishore, please introduce about yourself, then do not answer the question in this way. Good morning, sir. My name is Kishore. I am from so and so. I have completed my BTech in so and so college. I have this much of percentage. I have done my 10th class there, intermediate there. I have worked in that company. No, this is not a correct way to answer this question. Tell me about yourself is a golden question. My dear friends, tell me about yourself or a self introduction is a golden question. With this single question itself, you can complete your complete interview. From the answers that you have given, from that answer itself, a new question might be asked. In this way, you can continue your complete interview. So when a person have asked you to introduce about yourself by calling your name, do not repeat your name again. Kindly remember this one. Do not repeat your name again. There are multiple ways to answer this question. I will tell you. Whenever you are preparing a resume, whenever you are preparing a CV, my dear friends, do not include everything in a resume or a CV. Do not include everything in your resume or a CV. Kindly hide something inside you. Kindly hide some key points inside you so that when these kind of questions have been asked, you can answer to that one. I will tell you the simple example. I have your resume in my hand. If I am an interviewer, I have your resume in my hand. In that complete resume, there are all the details like your name, your email ID, your mobile number, your address, your father name, your mother name, your BTech college, your intermediate college name, your 10th class school name, marks, percentage, educational qualifications, work experience, everything. So when a question is asked, tell me about yourself after, see, when will we call inside an interview room? When will an interviewer call a candidate inside an interview room? Only after looking at the candidate's resume or CV. How many of you accept this one? How many of you accept this one? A candidate will be called inside an interview room after looking at the candidate's resume or CV. All of you accept this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. When an interviewer carefully examines your CV or resume, if they feel that you are a probable and a suitable candidate for their organization, then they will call you for an interview. So when you go inside an interview room and when this question is asked to give a self introduction about you or tell me about yourself, you should not answer the question by again telling all the details of you which is already included in a resume. Remember this one. You should not answer the question in this way where all the details you are repeating again which is already there in your resume. Kindly give the answer for this question in some unique way. What is that unique way? Answer the question by telling which is not mentioned in your resume, which is not mentioned in your resume, or I can tell that even though it is mentioned in your resume, but do not repeat the same way. For example, you can start this question in this way by describing about your achievements. You can start this question by from your hobbies, or a good tactic to answer this question is that you start discussing about your present, your past, and your future. I hope it is clear, right? You can start by summarizing your current position. For example, you are in an organization, working in an organization. You want to shift to other company. So you can start summarizing about your present situation. I mean, how is the company you are working in which project are you working in, what are the difficult challenges that you have faced. Then fill in the details of skills that you have gained from this organization. I mean, from your previous role that you have worked. What you see, in any IT sector you go, in any core field you go, you will not be completely fixed to work in particular role or domain. Obviously, you will be promoting, or you may be changing to work with multiple domains or roles. So you start describing about those previous roles which you have already worked for. And finally, explain how this new job is going to help you in your next step. You can answer this particular question in this way. I'm repeating once again. You can start this question by describing about your achievements, about your awards, about your rewards, what are the difficult challenges that you have faced in your lifetime, and how you have overcome that one. Or another way, to go in a technical format, you can also start the same question in this way by starting your by summarizing. You can start this question by summarizing about your current position. I mean, the current role that you are working in an organization. Then you can add on the skills that you have gained from previous roles. I hope I'm getting you. You can add on the details that you have gained from your previous roles that you have worked for. For example, you might have worked as a developer. Again, you might have shifted to database person. Again, you might have shifted to AWS. For example, in this way, if you have shifted or worked in multiple roles in your previous organization, you can start describing about your previous roles, how it was easy for you, though you are not aware of that particular software and your company has told you to obviously work in that software. Then what are the challenges that you have faced and how you have overcome that one, what is the experience that you have gained from it. And finally, you can explain how this new job, I mean, you are applying to the new company, so how this new job is going to help you in your future step. In this way, you can answer your question. That is the first question. Tell me about yourself, or self introduction. In this way, you have to answer this question. But when an interviewer calls you with your name, please kindly do not start answering the question with your name, telling your from where are you and from where you are, from which college you are, where you have studied, what is your percentage. No, this is not a right format to answer this question. I hope it is clear, my dear friends. Now this question is clear for you. How to answer? Tell me about yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so let us have small practical now. Let us have some small practical now. Anyone, if I am an interviewer, I'm going to ask you this question now. Anyone from out of all these students present in the room today, anyone, if I ask you the question, tell me about yourself. Can anyone please answer it now in this format which I have explained you? Yes, please. Please go on mute. Those who are going to answer this question, kindly unmute yourself and please answer this question in the format which I had just explained you now. I have taken multiple interviews. I'm going to repeat this once again. I have taken multiple interviews. Whichever and wherever interview I have taken, I have seen people saying this question, answering this question in the same format. For example, if I call Mr. Kiran, please introduce about yourself. Then everyone are going to answer in the same way. Good morning, sir. My name is Kiran. I am from so and so college and I am native of so and so city. I have studied my BTech in this department from, I mean, my percentage is, and I have received this one. My parents' name are. No, this is not a format. This is not a format. All these details which you are telling, it is already present in your resume. Boss, tell me something which is unique. Tell me something where an interviewer can get impressed with your first answer. A first impression is a best impression. Yes. So you answer this first question. You answer this first question in a unique way, in an innovative way, so that an interviewer will be get impressed. Once an interviewer gets impressed, then that's it. The job is in your hand. So try to impress an interviewer with your unique answers, but not in a regular way. See, when you start this answer, I mean, when a question is being asked, tell me about yourself. When you start telling your answer by telling about your achievements, your active participation in any organizations, that any event that you have organized, and what are the challenges that you have faced, and when you are started answering this question in this way, interviewer will also get impressed, and the next question will be from the same answer that you have given in the first question. For example, you are telling that you have organized a very good national level event. You have invited so and so celebrities, so and so VIPs to the event. When you are describing about these things, I will be very much enthusiastic, to know what exactly you have done. So then my next question will be from the answer which you have given recently. So I'm telling you once again, with this single golden question, you can complete your complete interview. That is, I'm talking about the last round of your interview process. That is our HR round I'm talking about. I hope it is clear. Now I want to hear from you people. So tell me about yourself. The platform is open to you. I'll be waiting for the answer, please. Anyone? And always maintain a proper eye contact. Always maintain a proper eye contact with an interviewer. That shows your confidence level. That shows your confidence levels. And even in the previous class, I have told you, what is the way of giving a shake hand, how you have to make an eye contact, what should be the body language, everything I have explained you in the previous classes also. So whenever you are answering any question to an interviewer, so please maintain a proper eye contact. Now you might be asking a question that, sir, now everything is going on online. So how we have to do? Instead of looking here and there on the screen, kindly look into the camera directly. So it obviously shows that you are looking to an interviewer. You are making eye contact with an interviewer, right? Yes, please. Anyone tell me about yourself? Can anyone tell me in the format which I had just now explained you?
I have a question.
Yeah, who is this?
Yeah, I'm Aruna. Actually, I have a question. If there is any gap in our career, how can we say?
Any gaps in your career?
Yeah.
So that we will discuss it. That we have in the next questions. That we will discuss it. See, now there is one more question in this question itself. When you are telling that you have gap in your career, and now my another question is whether you are applying for an interview with your previous experience or as a fresher.
With some experience, later I have a gap. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, you have an experience. Later you have a gap. Again, you are continuing with one more job. Is this the question?
Again, I want to yeah.
Yeah, that we will discuss it. That question is also there. That we will discuss it. At first, let us answer this question. Tell me about yourself.
I am Aruna. I did my graduation in 2013 in the stream of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Later, I worked as a mobile application developer, Android mobile application developer. Coming to my accomplishments in that job, I built one slide within 1 hour. It will very it would very much helpful to our company. Later, I took some gap in my career. Right now, I want to restart my career. For that, I joined in the KSR consultancy services. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So, how many of you are going to accept this answer? Can anyone please tell me in the way that I have explained you how to answer this question? Tell me about yourself. I'm again telling you, I have your resume in my hand. I have your resume in my hand. I know where you have studied, what you have studied, from where you are, what are your strengths, which you have mentioned, everything in the resume. I have seen it. Now again, I'm asking you a question. Tell me about yourself. Yes, please. Is anyone there? No one. All right. So we'll go for the next question. So why do you want to work for this company? Why do you want to work for this company? Obviously, I would like to know why you are so much enthusiastic, why much you are so much interested to work in this particular company. There are multiple companies in the world. You know, why do you want to work for this company? So what is the unique thing in you? What is the unique way that you have found to work in our company? Obviously, this question will be asked. So here, when this kind of question is asked, demonstrate your knowledge. Demonstrate your knowledge for the company. You just whenever you are going for any interview, obviously you will have an indication that you are going to attend interview from so and so company. Yes or no? You obviously know it, right? For example, you have applied for Infosys. Infosys company will be sending you an email that obviously you was sorry, this one interview is scheduled at 3 p.m. or any other company. They will send you an email that you have an interview at so and so date and so and so time. So when you have all these details, it is a responsibility of a candidate to go through the company's profile. What is the company for? What exactly they are doing? Who are the stakeholders? What kind of projects that the company has undergone? What are the achievements that company has undergone? What are the packages that they are giving? On what domains is this company really working on? So all these things, it is easily available in Google. This is must and should, my dear friends. Remember this one. This is must and should that you have to go through the company's profile before you are attending an interview, because there are few questions that will be tested whether you have a knowledge about this company or not. So out of those questions, this is one of the questions. Why do you want to work for this company? So when this question is asked, explain how your key strengths will help the company to move forward. All right, explain your key strengths in it, and how working there will allow you to excel in the future. And even you can talk about why this company, why this company that you have joined, depending upon your previous roles and experiences that you have gained. All right. And you should obviously, praise the company. You should obviously praise this company. However might be the company, you have to praise the company for its activities, for its work culture, for its environment, for its uh, job roles, for their hiring process, everything. You have to appreciate them. I mean, you have to praise the company. So when you praise this company, there will be a good impact. there will be a good impact. When there is a good impact, there are more possibilities. All right. So why do you want to work for this company? When this question is asked, you kindly focus on your strengths, and with your strengths, how are you going to work for this company? In this way, you have to answer the second question. All right. When we come to the third question, what interests you about this particular job? You are not going to apply for a general role in any company. Yes or no? Are you going to apply for any general role, or you are going to apply for a specific role in any company?
Specific role in your company.
Yes, obviously you are going to apply for a specific role. Yes or no? You are not going to apply for a general role. You cannot tell that, right? You cannot tell to the company that, boss, I am leaving my resume, my CV in your domain, in your database. Now you only look into my resume or CV, and whichever role is suitable for me, you give me that job, I am ready for it. You are going to ask in this way to the company, or you are going to apply for a specific role as a Java developer, as a Power BI developer, as a database person. You are going to apply for this specific role. Which kind of thing that you are going to go for it? I hope my question is clear.
I'll go for a Power BI developer.
Yeah, exactly. So you are applying for a particular role. No, you are applying for a particular role and job, right? So here you show that you exactly know about this job details, right? You exactly show it, make it clear that you are aware of the challenges that are involved in this particular role which you have applied for, and a particular job that you have applied for. And you are very much excited to face it. You are very much excited to face it. And obviously, my dear friends, kindly focus on what you have to offer, as well as how you are hoping to benefit in return from this particular job role that you have applied for. This should be very much crystal and clear, right? You should obviously know that what this particular job is for and how it is going to help you, whether your technical skills are matching to the particular job role that you are applying for or not. If this is the case, then make it clear that you are aware of the challenges that are involved in this particular job that you are applying for, and you are very much excited to face this, and obviously you are going to get a positive outcome from this challenges that you will be facing in that particular job role. Is it clear?
Yes.
My dear friends, is it clear? Yeah. So how did you hear about the position? How did you hear about the position? Obviously, no matter from where you heard about this position or from where you did not hear about this position, you do one thing, that whenever this particular question is asked, it means that no matter how you did hear about it, you completely emphasize what it was about the role that interested you and excited you to hear about this position. For example, if you are looking for a Power BI developer, let me take an example of a LinkedIn. Obviously, you go to LinkedIn and search for Power BI developer, openings for Power BI developer, where you will be getting some or the other company which is recruiting for Power BI developers. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this obviously means that you are excited about the role, you are excited about the opportunity, you are excited about to get into other organization with a specific job role. So you can tell multiple examples. You can tell that you have searched in LinkedIn, or you have applied for the company's website, or you can have gone for the job portals such as Naukri.com, freshersworld.com or monsters.com. You can take these examples. All right. Now show that you are well informed about your industry. For example, if you are gone through a referral, obviously a referral might have told you what are the things that are happening inside a company. Then it is clear that you have a knowledge about the industry, you have knowledge about the organization, you have knowledge about the role, about the environment, how it is there in an organization. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you come to the last question, what do you know about our organization? What do you know about our organization? When this question is asked, don't tell that, boss, you didn't hire me. How can I know that what is the how good is your organization? Please hire me after working only. I will tell you. No, 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 no. This is very wrong answer. What do you know about our organization? It should be very, very, very. You should have a very good, clear picture of the past of the company, the present situation of the company, and future of the company. You should have knowledge about all these things whenever you are applying for any organization. Remember this one, though you go through a job portal, though you go through a social media portal, though you got this job known from your referral, you should have a knowledge about the organization, how it was in the past, what is the present scenario, what is the future of the company, how much business it is getting every year, what is this, who are the stakeholders, what is the profit of the company, what kind of domains are being used in the company, in which roles are the employees working in an organization. You should know all these things. No, and you should present it in front of your interviewer also in the same way. No, it is very much important that you should know the key facts, such as I can take an example that how long it's been in business, from where this company operates for, how well it's doing financially. No, you can even tell that. You can even tell that the market it operates in, including any current challenges or trends that company has faced. All these things you can easily find in Google. So in this way, if you start telling it, obviously an interviewer will get an idea that, yeah, you are a very good guy, that you have gone through about the company, you have searched something, you have researched something about the job and the company, then they will also get some interest to know something more from you. I hope it is clear. Yes, is it clear? This is something about opening questions. 5 important opening questions.
Asif, can you come explain once again last question?
Yeah.
Why do you want to know about it? Yes.
Yeah. What do you know? What do you know about our organization? What do you know about your organization? Okay. For example, how many of you have visited, KFC or McDonald's or Domino's or Pizza Hut?
I think all of you, all of us.
Yeah, I think everyone, right? Everyone. So how did you come to know about KFC? For example, I can take KFC. How did you come to know about KFC? For example, you are in some city, you are located in some city, you are located in some town, and in your town or city, KFC has newly come, a new shop has opened, KFC, a new franchise. Obviously, you are going to know something about KFC which is open in your particular town or city. How are you going to know it? Can you tell me? How are you going to know about it?
From advertisements and then
Correct.
net.
Correct. From advertisements. First point from advertisements. Second point from social media. Third point from referrals. Some of your friends or any of your friends or any of your family members, might have gone there. Then obviously you will be asking them. You will be asking them, how is the taste? Yes or no? How is the taste? Is it good or not? What are the prices? Whether it is feasible or not, or it's too high. Are you going to ask these questions or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, obviously, in the same way, when you are entering into your organization, any organization also, you will be doing some research about it. Where you will be looking into the financials of the organization, what is the outcome, who are the stakeholders, what is the profit, what share market, how much share market is this company running on, in what domains this company is working on, what are the kind of roles that this company is hiring for. All these things you will be researching, then only you will be going in for an interview. So here, when this question is asked, what do you know about your organization, you should be clear, you should have a clear picture that what was the past of the organization, what is the future of the organization, and what is the present scenario of the organization. It is important to know these things because you should have a key fact that how long it's been in business. Yes or no? For example, You have gone to a startup company. You have gone to a startup company where you have never heard about the company's name before. Then when this company has given an advertisement or it has released some requirement, you will apply it. And if they tell you, boss, I'm going to offer you 2 lakhs per month. And when you go through Google, their income, their financial thing per year itself is not that much. Then how can they offer you 2 lakhs per month? I hope it is clear, right? So how good the company is in financial thing, how good this company is in business, from how many years this company is running, what are the key roles, what are the key facts, all these things, if you could see, if you could know, then it is very much clear when you are expressing all these things in front of an interviewer, then they will also get an idea that, yeah, this particular candidate has gone through the company profile. He is very much interested and he is in need of a job. Okay, I hope it is clear.
Yes, Joseph, thank you.
Yeah. So when we come to the next category, that is career history questions, career history questions. How has your career so far prepared you for this position? For example, you might have worked as a Java developer in your previous organization. Now you are applying for a Power BI developer. Okay. In your previous organization, you might have been working as a Java developer, but now you want to work as a Power BI developer in your next organization. So how long and how has your career so far prepared you to enter from Java developer to Power BI developer? So for this position, how long your career has prepared? Now this question is very good question actually, to know about you are enthusiastic about entering into the new role, and how enthusiastic you are in preparing, in learning new things, new softwares, new tools in any organization. So you have to identify the most important skills and experience that you will need to be successful in that particular role. Remember this one. You should obviously find a very important skill. You are entering into Java developer. Now the current trend is it is running for the business intelligence tools. So you will obviously search for which is a good BI tool. When you find Power BI, you have learned Power BI. Now you want to shift from Java developer to a Power BI developer. So you have to identify the most important skill and experience that you will need to be successful in that particular role. It is not so easy that you are shifting from a very developer role, from Java developer role to a Power BI developer role. Again, when you have entered into Power BI developer role, you felt that this is not good for me and you want to shift back to Java developer. No, you should be very much prepared for it. You have to know which is very much important skills, which is very much good tool for me to sustain in future. So you have to then choose an achievement or lesson that you have learned in your career. Well, this is very much important. I hope it is clear.
Yes, Asif.
So when we come to the next question, why do you want to change roles? But usually why people change their roles? Can anyone tell me? Why usually people change their roles from one organization to other organization?
Frankly speaking, hike.
Okay, salary hike. Still.
Promotions or new job challenges.
For new challenges. Okay. Still.
Getting into next level.
Getting into next level. Okay. Still.
Work on new technologies.
Still something. I'm searching for a very good answer. Salary hike. All these things are okay. Anything very creative that why you want to change a particular role?
It's the new environment.
Exactly. Okay. New environment. Okay. So see, you might be working in some X company from past 7 years. Okay, from past 7 years. Obviously, it is a human, it's human mentality that you will be fed up at some particular point of time. Now you want to see some new environment, new persons. You want to meet new people. You want to make new friends. You want to learn new things. You want to face some new challenges. Yes or no? Agreed with it?
Yes.
Yeah. So when this question is asked, why do you want to change your roles? Remember, why do you want to change the roles? For this question, wherever I have gone for interview, for this question, many people have blamed their present organization and their present boss. Do not do this one, my dear friends. Do not blame your existing company. Do not point out at your existing company. Do not blame at your boss. Okay, this shows that how negative feel, how negatively you are thinking about the roles, or how negatively you are thinking about the company. Obviously, every company and every other organization will be having different kinds of people, different kinds of job role, work culture, etc., that you have to be habituated to it. But do not blame. And if you though you don't like that particular person, though you don't like that particular company, do not reveal it in front of everyone. Do not reveal it in front of everyone, but rather instead you explain them what and how you have learned from them. What are the kind of things that you have learned from your boss, from your department, from your company, and now why you have decided to move on? You explain in this way, but do not blame on your boss, do not blame on your department, do not blame on your company. Okay, got it? You can simply say that you are looking for a new challenge or want to learn a new skills. Okay, I hope it is very much clear. Yes or no? Friends, if you do not answer, I don't know whether you are listening or not.
Yes, Asif.
Yes,
It's
sir.
clear.
Yeah. So when we come to the next question, what is your greatest professional achievement? Yeah. Now this question is open to you all. This question I'm asking you, what is your greatest professional achievement? Can anyone please tell me? What is your greatest professional achievement? Professional achievement. I'm repeating, professional achievement. What is your greatest professional achievement?
The job satisfaction.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Is it job satisfaction, which we are working on.
Job satisfaction. Okay, no, I'm talking about achievement. You are telling about satisfaction. What is your greatest professional achievement? That might be in your working organization, or that might be in your education way. What is your professional achievement?
Okay.
In COVID situation, BCP was not enabled at that time. I supported my team to for hassle-free deliverables. So for important deliverables, that is my professional achievement in my current project. Can say like that.
Okay, okay, good. Still anyone? Still anyone?
Actually, in my previous organizations, 90% will work on Excel file by doing the manual data analysis.
Okay,
So in that, I did one automate code by using a VBA macros.
okay,
So for that, they almost every 1 hour time. Less than an hour, we are going to finish that work. So that I did a greatest achievement.
okay, okay, good, good. I appreciate it. Now, the best way to answer this question, I'll tell you, the best way to answer this question is that you can relate something, that relates to the job you are applying for. You can relate your greatest professional achievement to the job that you are applying for. I hope it is clear. I hope it makes a good sense, right? When you are relating your professional achievement to the job or role that you are applying for, then obviously that might show some interest to an interviewer also. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, think of an achievement that you are really proud of it. No, you can think of a professional achievement. I hope everyone have your professional achievements. Yes or no? I hope everyone. Something or the other, though that might be not very big, though that might be not very small, but something or the other you might have a professional achievement. So think of an achievement that you are really proud of it. You know, so you will show your passion for the job when you face some professional achievements. Yes or no?
Yes.
You can even explain them using a star method. No, we follow star method to answer this question. What is your greatest professional achievements? You can go with the star method. STAR method, star method. So what is the star method? Situation that you are in, task that you had to accomplish, actions that you took, and results which were successful. So this is the star method. I'm repeating once again, the situations that you were in, the task that you had to accomplish, actions that you took in your previous organization, and results which were successful results. So this is star method. You can explain this greatest professional achievements in this format, star method, STAR. All right. Now tell me about your worst boss. I hope everyone will be answering this question very interestingly, right? Tell me about your worst boss. Every company employees will obviously, talking and discussing about the boss, how they are, how they will behaving in an organization, there with their colleagues, with their teammates. No, everyone will be discussing it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So how many of you like your bosses? How many of you like your bosses? Very good. Interesting. No one likes your boss. 1, 2. All right. 3. All right. So see, tell me about your worst boss. Okay, no one are worst. My dear friends, remember this one, no one are worst. Everyone are good. But the pressure that they will be taking from the company, then obviously the behavior changes in any person. It's common. When there is a lot of stress of the job, of the work, then obviously the behavior of a person will be changing. And when the teammates do not support your boss or a manager or a team lead or the project lead, obviously there will be a difference. Yes or no? So when another company persons ask you about this question, I mean, tell me about your worst boss. This is a very tricky question. Remember, this is a very tricky question. So answer it with a mix of honesty, diplomacy, and positivity, but do not completely talk negative of the person. No one in this world has the right to talk negative about someone else. So please answer it with a mix of honesty, diplomacy, and positivity. You can even take a real example. You can make a real time example. For example, make sure it's not about someone working in the company or someone working in the company that you want to join for, but rather, be discreet about the person's identity. Do not completely describe about a person with their name, with their phone number, with their email ID, then talking negative of that person. No, you should not do that one. Okay. You can even, focus on one aspect. Focus on one aspect. Either it might be about their behavior, or you can explain, why this made it difficult for you to do your job with that particular person. and what is the better way that you are looking in the company that you are joining for. In this way you can answer this question, but do not point out on one particular person or one particular company and talk completely negative. No, you have to mix some honesty in that, you have to mix some diplomacy in that, and you have to be very positive. You have to be positive while you are answering this question. Tell me about your worst boss. Got it? My dear friends, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, describe a conflict that you have faced at work and how you dealt with it. Can anyone tell me, if this is the question that I have asked you, can anyone tell me, define a conflict that you have faced at work? I hope everyone might have faced it. Anyone that you would like to tell? Any conflict that you have faced at work? No one. I don't think you people are working interestingly then. When you work interestingly, there will be some conflicts when you work, we will face at work. Can anyone describe it? Anyone? Say, my dear friends, these are all the questions that might be asked for you in an interview. I have not prepared these questions by my own. These are all the questions that HRs will be frequently asking. Companies frequently they will be asking these general questions to get out some unique way, or you to know about your thought, to know about you personally. People will be asking these type of questions. So these are very much important. These are very much important. Now, can you please tell me, describe a conflict that you have faced at work? Any conflict. I am sure everyone have, you might like you complete, I'm sure 100% that any one conflict you might have faced at work. Can you please explain me, anyone, what is that particular conflict and how you dealt with it? Yes, please. Students, are you there?
Yeah, whenever we are working in development, after development is over, we are having small discussions with testing team. Unnecessarily, they will create defects. So there will get a lot of conflict with the testing team. For that, we separately arrange the meetings so that we'll give clear clarifications so that we'll get less defects. So that like that, I will clear that, overcome that issues.
Okay. See, remember, my dear friends, when this question is asked, describe a conflict you have faced at work. Be honest. Be honest in acknowledging that conflict. Be honest when you are acknowledging that particular conflict, but please do not demonstrate how you are able to handle them reasonably and professionally. But please demonstrate how you are. When you are acknowledging a particular conflict, it is your responsibility to demonstrate it how you are able to handle it reasonably and in a professional way, right? You can take any example that you have worked in, that any conflict from your professional way that you have worked in your previous organization. And when you are able to recognize a problem, you have to explain how you found an effective way to deal with it. You have found some error in your coding, you have found some error in your testing, then it is your responsibility also, when you have found the problem, you have to find a solution also. Okay, remember, conflict can be valuable in some circumstances. The conflict that you might have faced at work, that might be very much valuable at some circumstances. But do not feel that conflict has stopped your work. No. Some conflicts might come to you in your brainstorming sessions. You have to accept it. But you cannot regressively talk in the brainstorming session about the conflict when someone has exposed to it. No. So you have to describe a conflict very honestly. And when you are describing that particular conflict, please demonstrate it in a very professional way and a very reasonable way how you dealt with it. And do not tell that you do not face any conflict at work. No. Every individual working in any organization in this world, or he or she might be an entrepreneur also, they will face a conflict. Everyone has to face a conflict at the work at some particular time. Yes, this is where we are going to learn. And you have to answer it in a very professional way and a very reasonable way. I hope it is clear. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So next question. How good are you in crisis? What does this crisis describe here? Anyone? Crisis. Which kind of crisis I am talking about here?
Yes, that's I have a doubt, Asif. Crisis means companies having all kind of thing, or if it is like COVID-19, which crisis we need to consider?
No, I'm
Crisis.
talking about organizations crisis. I'm not talking about pandemic crisis. In your work environment, you will be facing some crisis. See, in any organization, wherever you are working, there might be some crisis in your role or industry. You have to obviously outline those skills that you are developed to handle it. You have to handle any one crisis. For example, you have a crisis of some developer in your team. Now, how are you going to handle it? For example, in a team, there are only two people. One person is from Power BI. Those who have that particular person might have good knowledge on Power BI, and the rest person will be good at some Java. But there is a crisis of some SQL person. Without database person, there are many things that cannot be done in Power BI also. Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah.
So how good are you in crisis? Now the project should be done. There are only 2 days or 5 days for the particular project to get complete. Now you are in a crisis. Now you are not in a situation to make some other team member who is good in SQL to join in your team. And now you are not in a situation to hire a new person, because you hire a new person, again it takes some time for that particular person to get habituated with your work environment and all. So no, it's waste of time. So now how good are you in crisis? So this is a very important question. Whenever this question is asked, use a couple of carefully chosen examples to demonstrate your key strengths. You have to demonstrate your key strengths, such as where here I'm telling you, at this particular point of time when this kind of questions are asked, your initiative skills, your problem solving skills, your leadership skills, all these things comes into picture. Even I have defined you what is meant by problem solving skills. Yes or no? In the previous sessions, I have told what is meant by problem solving skills. Do you remember? Everyone will be including in their resumes good leadership qualities, good problem solving skills and all. So what is meant by problem solving skills that I have explained in the previous session? How many of you remembered it? No one. All right. So coming to the next question. When have you demonstrated leadership skills? Can anyone tell me when have you demonstrated your leadership skills? So obviously everyone might have demonstrated your leadership skills in your work environment, knowing, but you might not noticed it. Yes, everyone might have faced this one, that you might have demonstrated your leadership skills, you need to start by explaining what good leadership means to you. Okay, what good, and obviously have some points with you that where you have demonstrated this leadership skills. You can even use the star method which I have described, the situations that you are in, the task that you have chosen for to accomplish that one, the actions that you have taken towards the task, and the successful results that you have gone out of it. So you can describe these leadership skills in the star method also. All right, you should be, remember this one, always talk about a particular time where you have a specific leadership challenge that you have faced and how you had overcome it. And to overcome that one, what kind of skills you have used, such as you can take problem solving skills, you can take thinking skills, empathy, you can take your communication skills, your negotiation skills. All these things comes into picture when you are started describing about your demonstrated leadership skills. It is clear?
Yeah.
So describe a time when you showed initiative. Yes, there are multiple ways that you might have shown your initiative. For example, any project that has come to your main manager, and manager might have asked you who can do this one, then you can even be a good initiative if you are good at that particular project or skills. There are multiple ways to answer this question. And this depends upon your particular capability where you can show it up, where you have to explain this initiative. All right. So when have you been innovative at work? Golden question. My dear friends, golden question. Buzz here. When have you been innovative at work? So obviously this innovation, it leads to many important attributes. The confidence level that you think and act differently when you get any work, when you face any work, how differently you are acting it, how uniquely you are behaving it, how uniquely you are performing, what kind of skills that you are using, what kind of creativity that you have input in that particular work to complete it. So all these things comes into picture here. All right. Yes. When we come to the next session, the next category, that is skills or attributes question. Why should we hire you? Yes or no? How many of you face this question? Why should we hire you, boss? There are thousands of people waiting outside. Out of 1,000 people, why should I hire you? What is so special in you that I have to hire you? How many of you face this question? Can anyone answer it, please? I am sure within few couple of days, you are all going to face these questions. If I am an interviewer, I will obviously ask this question. I will even ask the question that tell me something which is not included in your resume. Anyone please? Why should we hire you? No one? No one? Why should we hire you? When this question is asked, if you are waiting for this much long duration, then obviously it is very difficult. Now this is a learning session, my dear students. So please, you can be open. There is nothing wrong in telling the wrong answer also. Now, why should we hire you? Please tell me. If I am an interviewer, why should I hire you?
Yeah, Asif.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm suitable for this job means I'm having exact skill set for whatever is there in this for this job criteria things. So I am having strong analytical skills, and then I can work proactively so that you can hire. So I can add few more points, but I'm unable to recollect now.
Okay.
I can't say in the interview, but yes, all of a sudden I'm unable to recollect few things.
Okay. So yeah, thank you. But anyone else who would like to answer the same question? Why should we hire you? Why should I hire you? No one? No one are interested to tell me the answer? Okay, all right, then I will tell you. See here, when this kind of question is asked, first to show yourself that you can do the job very well. Okay, first to prove, you show them that you can do the job very well. You can do job very well. You have to show that. That is the first. And again, next, use some important key. You can use some important key points. You can use some important key points or evidences, such as where you have gained from your experience, you have gained from your previous organizations. You show your skills. You show your skills. You show your attributes there. So then demonstrate your knowledge. You demonstrate your knowledge of the company, about the new role, how well you know about the company that you are getting in. When you are entering into some new company, show them that how well you know about the company, what is the good kind of knowledge that you have about the company. Then at last, put all the most important and impressive relevant points or achievements from your previous organization, or from your current organization, or from your career, so that can impress the person, that can be helpful for the interviewer for that particular company. Showcase that kind of achievements and relate that one to the particular job role that you are applying for. I hope it is clear.
Yes, Asif. Yeah, clear.
So yeah, thank you. So what are your greatest strengths? What are your greatest strengths? Don't tell that, sir, I have 6 packs, I have 8 packs, I have my biceps, I have triceps, my weight is this much, I wear I have suits, I always wear coats. No, this is not your good strength. I have 5,000 members in LinkedIn. I have followers in LinkedIn. I have 2,000 followers in my Instagram. And no, these are all not called as strengths. How many people agree that these are strengths? Anyone? Are these your greatest strengths?
My greatest strength is I'm a good team player, and I support my team member when they are under pressure, because I can take in pressure. I can work under pressure situations also. I think this is my greatest strength.
Okay, good. See, when when I've taken a recent interview with one candidate, when I have asked this question, he told that, sir, I have more than 8,000 followers in my Facebook, sir. I have a good strength, sir. Whenever I call, all people will come, sir. So this was the answer from one person. Okay. So don't tell these kind of answers. Okay, what are your greatest strengths? When this question is asked, you completely focus on your impressive strengths. There might be many strengths. I agree. Every individual in this world have some unique strengths, but focus on those kind of impressive strengths that will actually relate to the job. That will actually relate to the job. You should obviously pick those kind of strengths that the company needs it for the specific project that you might be going to work, or some particular role that you might be going to work. That should be relatable. Anyways, you choose a clear example. For example, if you take what is a good strength when you are applying, for example, you are applying for a Power BI developer, you obviously tell those kind of strength which can relate to the particular job role and to the particular company. That will be your greatest strengths. Yeah, you might be a good person, you might be a very hardworking person, that can be helpful for you. Those who are in need, you might be a strength for them in your team. Yes, I agree with all these things, but how is it going to relate to the particular job role, man? How is it going to relate it to that particular company? So focus on those kind of most impressive strengths. Okay, when it comes to the next point, what makes you unique? What makes you unique? When this question is asked, you think about why people come to you for help. Why people will come to you. Obviously, you have some unique quality in you, right? For example, people come to me because I might be good in some English. I might be good in soft skills. So people will come to me. That is unique quality in me. So what makes you unique in your professional environment? That you have to focus it on. I know that everyone have some unique quality, but you people didn't properly recognize it. So when these types of questions are asked, you will be tense to answer it. But there is nothing so big to think about this particular answer, but there is something which you have to focus on yourself first. So what is unique quality in me? What am I good at in professional way? Why people are coming to me? If people are coming to me, yes, then they feel that I am good in this one. So this is my unique quality that I have to be very much focused upon. This should be there. Okay, think about why people choose come to you. This is very much example. When you are always first to do something, then obviously it makes you unique. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now when we come to the next category, role specific questions. My dear friends, very important. Listen to this. Very important category, role specific questions. Role specific questions. So obviously I will be so any company will be asking this one. What are you hoping from this role? What would you first 1 month, 2 month, 3 months days here you look like? No, what is the salary that you are expecting from? So what could you help us to do different or better? These kind of role specific questions are very much important. If, for example, any senior interviewer, if he or she takes your interview, then obviously they are going to ask all these 4 questions. If any senior interviewer takes an interview, then yes, obviously all these 4 questions they will ask you. See, what are you hoping from this particular role? When this question is asked, please use your answer to show that you have a very good detailed understanding of that particular role and company, and obviously you're very much ambitious. You are very much enthusiastic. You are very much ambitious for what you can achieve from that particular role which you are about to work in. This is not okay till you explain and demonstrate it in a detailed way. Talk about those kind of ways which you will be get benefited. See, if you take an example, for being challenged more, you obviously have to learn new skills. When you learn new skills, obviously you will gain some lot of experience out of it, and that will be a unique way to perform it in the future in a particular role. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So when come to the next question, what would your first 1 month, 2 months or 3 months days here look like, when you work in an organization? Obviously, after entering into organization, how it looked like, it is little bit difficult to answer. But there is another way how you can deal with this question. You can talk about the needs to access. You can talk about the strengths. You can talk about the plans. You can take the time, how much it will take for you to learn about a business inside the organization. An important thing is you have to build a trust. My dear friends, remember this point. Irrespective of this interview skills, remember this one. A person should have trust on you. However you are, a person must have a trust on you. When a person is having a trust on you, the world, I'm not only talking about a person, I'm talking about the complete world. When the world is having a trust on you, you can achieve maximum heights. You can be a good leader in the future. Remember this one. A trust is very much important. Very much important. Agree with it?
Yeah.
So you improve the trust after you go into the organization, within your team members, with your manager, with your company. You have to build your trust, and this trust itself will take you forward in your 30 days, 60 days and 90 days period. Why only this one? Because many people will be having a probation period of till 3 months. Here only it will look alike that how are you going to work, whether are you a hardworking person or simply going person, or how much effective you are, or how talented you are, how creative you are. All these things will come to know in this 3 months itself. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So obviously build a trust. With this trust itself will make you a unique person in an organization. All right. Suggest at least one specific or one early project that business could try, because there are multiple businesses that will be coming to you. You should try at least one business that you can complete very early. Then obviously this will improve a trust for you to sustain in that particular organization in a particular role. Yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So when you come to the next question, what could you help us to do differently or better? So for this, you answer it very positive way. Listen to this, you answer it to a very positive way. See, you can talk about the additional opportunities that the organization could take advantage. You can talk about additional opportunities. There might be many additional opportunities that will be company getting it to you. So how well you are going to take the task, how well are you going to take the project differently to improve the organization? And the customer satisfaction is very much important. Customer satisfaction is very much important. That is, client satisfaction is very much important. Yes. You can take the advantage. You can obviously take the advantage of all the benefits that the company is getting to you. Am I getting it? Okay, so we will go to the next question. That is, what would your salary requirements be? When this question is asked, do not demand. Do not demand for the salary. I want 1 lakh, then only I'll come to work. I want 2 lakhs, then only I will accept your offer letter. No, do not demand for your salary. Do not ever demand for your salary. Understand the company norms, go through Glassdoor, visit the company's profile, search in Google for what particular role, what kind of salaries that the company is offering. That's why I told you research about a particular company before going an interview is very much important. All these things will come into picture. Remember this point. All right. So when this question is asked, please have a clear understanding of what usual salary is there for that particular role which company is offering.
Okay.
And you obviously have to understand, for example, if you are working for 60,000 or 50,000 in one particular company, now you want to change the company and they are also offering 60,000 itself. There you cannot tell that I have worked for 60,000 last organization. Here also I'm getting 60,000. Can you please give me 80,000, 1 lakh? No, understand the company's norms. Do not demand for the salary. When they are offering for 60,000 itself, when you are already working for 60,000 itself, then it's your problem that you didn't go through the company's profile. Got it? You should understand the benefits that a company will be giving to that particular employee beyond the salary. That might be only 16,000, but there may be beyond the salary. Company might give you share, 1% share. Company might give you some other benefits. So that you have to understand, that you might not get in some previous organization, that you will be getting in here. So please look into the company's profile before getting to an interview. Got it? But here one more thing is that company people will force you. Okay, that is up to it. But please tell me some specific figure which you have in your mind. Tell me some specific figure. If this question is asked, how much will you tell me? No one? See, when this particular question is asked that, okay, we go with according to the company's norms, but please tell us what is there a particular figure, what kind of particular figure is there in your mind. So if this question is asked, you give a specific figure which that starts at a higher end, that starts at the higher end of the typical range. When you start at the higher range, then obviously it will show that you are valuing your abilities. You are valuing your capability, you are valuing your knowledge and your skills. You give a particular figure and leave the room open for negotiation. Obviously, negotiation will happen with the finance team. You leave You leave the room with a negotiation, but do not demand for some particular salary and get out of the room. This is not a good behavior inside an interview room. Got it?
Okay, Asif, yes.
Yeah. So when have you failed? When come to the next category, self-analysis question. Very good. Self-analysis question. When have you failed? You cannot tell that I have not failed any time. I have always passed. In 10th class I am passed, in intermediate I am passed, in my BTech all subjects I am passed at once, in job also I am passed. So I didn't fail any time, sir. Is this the answer?
No.
No. Yes. So in what way can you answer it? In what way can you answer it? You should obviously know the meaning of failure. What does meaning of failure? What is the failure that meant to you? That you have to know it. And this is the great chance where you can showcase your capability, that we can showcase your values to an interviewer, where you can define, where you can explain them about your capabilities, where you can explain them about the self-awareness that you have gained. Okay, but please remember, do not reveal anything specifically when this question is asked. When about the failure, do not specifically define something that will make an interviewer off. Okay, that will make an interviewer off to hire you. Do not answer such kind of questions. Failure might be in multiple ways. So one form is that failure in our education sector, it might be by failing in a subject. So but when working in an organization, failure might be in multiple ways. You might fail in delivering the project on a particular time. You might fail in meeting the client's expectations. So there might be in many ways, but please do not specify any failure that will make an interviewer off to hire you. I hope it is very much clear. Yes. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you tell me that, the next question, tell me about a time where you made a mistake. Here you have to be very strong. You tell that I haven't made any mistake. I haven't. You should please tell that I haven't made any mistake, but do not tell that I made multiple mistakes. No, the company won't want to lose a client, but they can lose an employee. But they don't want to lose a client where they will be getting lots of business projects in lakhs and crores of rupees. No. So here you need to tell that I haven't made any mistakes, but be clear that yeah, there were some missteps that were taken, but you didn't commit any mistake, right? There were some missteps due to some misunderstanding, due to some miscommunication, some mistakes were done, but do not tell that yes, I have made multiple mistakes in my previous project. No. You can use your talk by telling the values that you do, the value that you give to the organization. You can talk about the value that you give to the particular project, the particular boss, particular client. Yes or no?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So next, what do you do if you disagree with someone's decision? I'm your boss. I told you something. Now you disagree with my decision. Now how are you going to face it? That's what the meaning of the question is. So what do you do if you disagree with someone's decision? So when this kind of questions is asked, you please analyze yourself that what were the disagreements that you have faced. All right, and how challengingly you have taken to answer this one, to resolve these disagreements. Focus on your you focus on your strengths when this kind of questions is asked. Okay, you properly communicate to them so that this will go as a discussion itself, but they should not go as a debate. When you are disagreeing with someone in an organization, please do not make a debate in an organization. You will be kicked out of the organization. Please do not make any debate. Have some brainstorming session, discuss with them, and make the issue resolve. All right. How many of you agree with this one? Do you want to make a debate inside an organization?
No.
No.
Yeah, very good. So do not make a debate. So what do you do when you disagree? You tell that we will properly communicate with them. We'll go for a brainstorming session. We involve the senior team members here so that the problem can be resolved. But do not tell that I am going to fight with him. I am going to take severe action on him. No, this is not a right answer, right? So when come to the next question, let us see. Describe a time when you faced an ethical dilemma. What is meant by an ethical dilemma? Anyone? Anyone?
Company rules and rules.
Company rules, okay. See, ethical dilemma is nothing but you come in such a situation where you will face a difficult choice between two persons. I mean, two projects or two resources. You know, a situation where a difficult choice is to be made, that is called as ethical dilemma. All right. So what describe a time where you face this kind of scenario? Obviously, you might have faced a situation between the two clients, a situation between the two bosses or two managers or two employees or two colleagues. You might have faced this. So you can take any one example out of that one and you can tell that how effectively and how positively you have faced this one. But do not talk about the negative side of it. Always talk on the positive side of it. Remember, any question that has been asked in an interview should be answered in a positive side only, but not the negative side of it. All right, that should obviously impact to the benefit of an organization, but not to the destruction of the organization. This will even cause to will reject your interview also when you talk negative of any organization. All right, understood? Yeah. So what do you consider to be your weakness? Anyone? Anyone? What do you consider to be your weakness? Yes, there are multiple weaknesses in us, but when this question is asked in an interview, how are you going to answer it? What do you consider to be your weakness?
Inferiority complex.
Inferiority complex. Okay. So you feel inferior. See, when this question is asked, obviously these kind of questions will be asked. Describe some of your strengths. Tell me some of your weaknesses. These questions will be asked. Yes, it will be asked for sure. So what do you consider to be your weakness for this? Please do not become Mr. Perfectionism or Miss Perfectionism. No one are perfect in this world. No one are perfect in this world. Do not tell that I do not have any weakness. I am perfect. No. But in the same way, do not tell such a kind of weakness that an interviewer get depressed, that an interviewer get afraid of it. Do not tell such kind of weaknesses also. Okay, you have to tell your weakness, but that should be obviously relative, that then obviously that should convert into your positivity, but that should never be your weakness all the time. Any example that you would like to give from your end? Anyone, please?
Short-temperedness.
Short temperedness. Okay, so if you
My
feel you're yes,
Can I?
please. Yeah.
In my team, any team members, they ask for professionalism, doubts, or they need some help. I will say, I don't say no. So I think that's my weakness.
Okay, you don't tell no to everyone. No, you want to accept everything, right?
In my team members, yes.
Okay. So if you want to accept, if you are in this way, then there might be some scenarios where unknowingly, if you accept it, you will be faced in trouble. So how are you going to convert it into your strength?
Actually, in my project, we have a team members. So we all are working in a project. So in my team members, they ask we need some help, or they will ask some doubts. So in that time, I will help to their works. So I don't say no, I have work. So I don't say I know, I don't know, I don't do. So such kind of things I don't do. So I think that's my weakness. I will do one kind of their works as well as my work also.
Okay, okay, good. See, there are multiple answers that you can give for this one. You can even tell that you, if anything mistake that has done, that if any you have done any mistake, then you can tell that I accept my mistake and I don't blame on others. Or even you can say that you are a very shy person. Or you can even say that I'm very nervous person. I get very tense so easily. Okay. You can tell various examples. There are various examples that you can answer for this one. Agreed with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when come to the last question here, what sort of criticism do you most often receive? Anyone? Many people might have received criticism in your work culture. What kind of criticism that you have faced till today? That it's mean. What sort of criticism do you most often receive?
Get requirement clearly and start development.
Okay, okay. Still, see here, you cannot tell that I did not face any criticism. Okay, you should be open for criticism and you have to face it positively. You have to face it very much positively. So one of the way that you can approach for it is through one of your strengths. So you can even describe this strength in such a way that how you have taken this strength in a longer way, in a longer duration, and how it made you help to come back to it. Say, for example, I can take you that you might be very enthusiastic to to lead a team, by becoming overcommitted. You want, though you don't have a good team support, you have taken multiple projects at once. So now you are facing difficulty to complete those projects on time. So obviously, a team lead and project lead should be a person who is open to criticism. People will obviously criticize you in an organization. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so these are the so these kind of things you can tell that where you have faced a criticism and what kind of criticisms that you have faced. Okay, so here when you are answering this one, please remember you should be self-aware that what you are telling, and this answer should not lead you to get off of the interview. All right, yes or no? There should be some self-awareness when you are answering this kind of questions, because if they give you an opportunity and role as a team leader, and if you do the same thing in their organization also, obviously this leads to a bad thing into that particular team who are working really hard. Yes or no? So remember,
Yes,
very remember, be careful when you're answering this kind of question. All right.
Okay.
So work style questions. Work style questions. So what sort of things annoy you at work? Anyone? Let us complete this one fast. Work style questions. I think this one everyone have faced all these questions. So let us go ahead. So what sort of things that annoy you at work? Anyone? So no single work will annoy you. All right. So whenever you are answering this kind of questions, what sort of things annoy you at work? Remember, do not completely talk negative about the particular work that you are working in, or do not talk particularly negative about the team or the team leader or particular person in the organization. Okay, for you can tell an example that it will frustrate you when when a team leader completely gives you the work when one particular work is complete, without completing one particular work. When my team leader gives me multiple works at time, it frustrates me. Okay, that annoys me. But here you need to answer this one. You need to talk about it very much clearly, in very much calm way and a confident way and a very positive way. But this should not lead you to get off of the interview. Remember this one. All right. You obviously have to maintain your emotions when you're talking about your frustration. Do not show your frustration in a work culture. Remember this one. Do not ever show your frustration. Though you have a very good boss, though you have a very bad boss, though you have a lot of work pressure, do not show your frustration. Not even in front of your boss, not even back of your boss. Remember this one. Okay, so how do you tackle difficulties when they arise? How do you tackle? So here again you can use the STAR formula. That is now the situation surroundings, that the difficulty, the task that you are attempting, and the task and the actions that you have taken using your complete strengths to complete that one, the results, that the successful results that you have got out of it. So you can take the example of this STAR method and you can answer this question: how do you tackle difficulties? All right. So what type of work environment do you prefer? Anyone? What kind of work environment do you prefer? Do not tell me the answer that I want palm trees inside my organization. I want a good greenery inside my organization where I feel very much convenient. No. So what type of work environment do you prefer? See, whenever this kind of question is asked, you should have your priorities at work. I always told you, any work that you do, you need to have a priority, and you need to even highlight of your attitudes also. So look at those kind of things. Look at those kind of things that will make you easier to have a maximum impact in your role. To make it easier to have a maximum impact to you in your role, and explain that if you need this kind of work environment, then it will be helpful for me to sustain in an organization. You please be very much specific. What kind of work environment? You tell that, sir, I am this one. If my team has this kind of domains, then it will be helpful for me to work. I love this kind of work environment. Be very much clear, but do not complete this question in a dilemma way. Got it? And another question: what's your management style? What's your management style? And when this question is asked, obviously you have to show your management skills. You have to show your management skills. You build up with your communication, you build up with your team building, you build up with your leadership, you build up with your risk management, stress management. Everything comes to your picture. So what's your management style? And this means how are you managing the difficult things? How are you going to face it? How are you going to manage your team? This question is mainly asked for the management role, that is for the team leader, project leader, so bosses, manager level. So this kind of roles, this question is asked. All right. Be specific. Be specific. How are you going to handle? How better are you there in communication? All these things you have to tell. Or you can even tell that how better you have dealt a project which is very much difficult to complete it in a given time, and how you kept it on track. And what are the things that you included? Obviously, when you want to complete the difficult projects on track, on time, then obviously your stress management will come into picture, communication will come into picture, leadership will come into picture, team building will come into picture, all these things come into picture, right? So answer this question very carefully. So if I asked your boss or co-worker about you, what would they say? Obviously, always have a feedback. I told you already, whenever you are working in an organization, ask your manager, ask your team leader, ask your project leader about your feedback every week. Then you will come to know where are you, what is something where you have to improve it on, and what is the manager or team leader thinking about you. You will come to know. All right. So when this question is asked, you tell in a specific way that yes, they are, what is that they are thinking. Obviously, your manager, how he is thinking. You might have worked with him for long 3 years. Then he might or she might know about you. In what are you good at? Where are you good at? Where you are lacking in? Where you have to improve? They will obviously tell you. When they will tell you, when you are going to ask it to them. Without asking, no one are going to tell you that one. So you can tell that yeah, my manager is going to tell about me that I'm good in here, I'm lacking here, I will be improving, that I will be improving my organization. You can answer in this way. And how do you deal with pressure? So when this question is asked, how do you deal with pressure? You explain, you give an example with both kind of pressures, pressure inside the organization and pressure that you deal with outside the organization. The pressure that you have at home, you cannot behave the same way inside your organization. And the pressure that you have inside your organization, you cannot deal with the same way in outside of your organization. So give a proper example with it in both the forms, inside the organization and outside the organization in a specific way. And how you deal with this pressure, you give it in an example. All right. And how do you prioritize your work? How do you prioritize your work? This one in the first class itself, I have already described you that how are you going to prioritize your work. Obviously there should be a prioritization. You need to go with a to-do lists, spreadsheets, management apps, which will help you to have a priority in your work, whichever it is allotted to you. How many of you know this one? To-do lists, spreadsheets, project management apps, PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act. So all these things come into picture. All right. And how do you like to be managed? How do you like to be managed? So you need to be very much clear with your requirements. What are the requirements that you want from the low level to the higher level management, and what is the approach that should be given to you to get shine in that particular environment or particular company where you being given a new responsibility. You will be having a new manager, new team leader, where you can have a support from both the end, from your end and from the organization's end also, where you can easily manage your work culture, work environment, and make it very much clear projects and have a very much good satisfaction with the customer and client. This is very much important. Got it? And goal based questions. Where do you see yourself in next 5 to 10 years? Regular question, my dear friends, very regular question. Where do you see yourself in next 5 to 10 years? Anyone would like to answer this one? No one. All right, see, when this type of question is asked, you should be very much clear about your skills and experiences that you have gained. OK, so tell about those improvements that will mean for you to help for you to sustain in the next 5 to 10 years inside the organization. You need to have a long-term goal when you are entering into organization. You cannot tell that I'm entering into organization to gain the experience of 2 years. Then again, I'm going to apply for another company for better salary hike. No, when you are entering into one organization with some specific role, so how are you going to look yourself after 5 years? That should be very much clear. You can talk about the developments that you can gain while entering into in this particular role, the skills that you are going to learn, all these things, and how company is going to benefit for you when you enter into organization with this particular role. After 5 years, where would you be in the same company? And what are your expectation? Tell your expectations. There's nothing wrong. You want to become as a team lead. You can tell that I am seeing myself as a team lead where I can manage very good with my team. I can go with it. So that kind of capabilities that you can gain with it. All right. So what's your dream job? Remember this one. Remember this one. When this question is asked, do not tell that when you are applying for an IT company, do not tell that my dream job is to become an IAS. Then why are you coming into IT sector? Go to some organizations, learn some government courses and jobs, then apply for it. What's your dream job? Goal-based questions. This is completely goal-based question. What's your dream job? Not tell that I want to become IAS officer, I want to become Group 1 officer, I want to become CEO of the company. You are working in Infosys, when you have just 3 years of experience, you tell that you have CEO, you want to CEO of the company. No, so tell some kind of there should be some specific dream job for you. There should be some specific dream job where you can achieve it. No dream you can achieve very easily. Remember, no dream you can achieve very easily. Relate to the organization and tell about your dream. You are applying for an IT job and you are telling that I want to become an IPS officer. No. I want to become an IAS officer. No. Use your answer to emphasize your interest. Tell about your values. And you talk about the high expectation that you have on yourself. No one is charging money for you to dream big. Dream big, but follow the path to achieve it. All right, you try to show the job that you are applying that will help you to move forward for your ideal roles. And it can become your dream job in time. Show that kind of value, show that kind of interest. All right. And what motivates you? There are many strengths that you can talk upon that can motivate you. You can talk about your positive strengths, completely positive strengths that will be relatable to the organization's work culture. And you can talk about the motivation that you have gained from your current organization or previous organization. So all these things you can talk about. And finally, when you talk about these personal questions, what do you like to do outside of work? What do you like to do outside of your work? Do not tell that after completing my job at 6 p.m. I'm going for the other job at 7 p.m. and going to give the night shift. No. When you are working in one company, you are not allowed to work for the other company. You are working for one job, you are not allowed to do the other job. So know the organization's norms also. Be careful with it. So you can even answer this one in such a way that you can pick examples that reveal the positive things. You can tell that what you would like to do outside of your work. You can tell that I'm very much eager to learn some new skills that will help me to improve, that will help me to sustain. You can talk about the courses, you can talk about the certifications, you can talk about all these things that can help you. You can talk about the achievements for the competitions, for the awards, where you can apply and get a good name for the company and you are planning to preparing for it. You can talk about those works that you would like to do. All right. And how do you achieve a good work-life balance? How do you achieve it? Anyone? Obviously,
I will
yeah.
maintain a perfect to-do list. So because of that, I will manage my personal life as well as professional life. So like that, I will manage.
Yeah. Okay. See here, how do you achieve a good work-life balance? Here, this good work-life balance will be happy and successful only when you are very much honest at your work. Yes or no? Without honesty, if you're doing some work, can you able to manage your work life? Tell me. You need to explain them the positive impact that you achieved and how you have managed to get the balance right in your previous organization. You need to know it is your responsibility. You need to know about the company's attitudes also. You need to know the company's value also. And they should obviously know that how well you are going to approach with it and how well are you going to get matched with it, with the company's norms, company's values and your life balance also. That should be very much clear from your end. Then only it will be clear to the opposite person who is taking an interview. All right. Are you willing to relocate? When this question is asked, obviously tell yes. Obviously tell yes. If you do not want to relocate, if you do not want to relocate, if you do not want to relocate, there might be many reasons. There might be family reasons, there might be financial reasons, there might be health issues, there might be many things. So you can tell them that I'm able to relocate, but here I have some things that I would like to tell you. So I have so and so things, but it will be benefited or it will be good for me if I get some nearby locations. But you cannot tell that no, I will not relocate, give me in this particular location itself. You should not demand. You should not demand for the salary. You should not demand for the location. My dear friends, whenever this question is asked, obviously tell yes. You should show to the interviewer that you are open-minded and ambitious to work. You are an ambitious person to explore. You are ambitious person to explore various things, explore various opportunities, explore various locations. Please do not tell that no immediately. Tell yes. You should be open-minded. An interviewer, you should tell to the interviewer that you are open-minded and ambitious to work. You want to explore the world. This is very much important. All right. And these are quirky questions. These are quirky questions. Sometimes this might be asked or sometimes this might not be asked. So few of the questions are like, how many tennis balls can you fit into limousine, and how many light bulbs are right now on in China? These types of questions are asked to get out some creative things from you. How creative are you? How creatively you are thinking? To know about your creativity itself, they are going to ask these questions. Okay. So if you are going for a marketing job, if you are going for a sales and marketing job, they might tell you, sell me this pen. Then how are you going to sell the pen? It shows your creativity. Now, if you are a superhero, what would be your superhero? And who would be your superhero? Don't tell that my superhero is Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. No, you tell those kind of superheroes which valued your life, or which have who have valued about your life. And with this superhero, where you would like to be upon. Okay. And if you were an animal, which one would you want to be? Which kind of animal you want to be? So that should relate your positivity, that should relate your strength, that should relate your creativity. Remember this one. So these kind of tricky questions might be asked or might not be asked depending upon to the job role that you are applying for. All right. Now the last is closing questions. Closing questions. Final interview closing questions. So is there anything else you would like to know? You would like us to know? Any question that any of you might have faced these questions? Is there anything else you would like us to know? When this type of question is asked, when you feel that any question, any relevant question that hasn't come up to you in an interview, you can ask at this point of time. But you cannot break the interviewer's questions and ask somewhere in the middle. What all you want to ask from your end, let the interviewer complete his or her complete questions, then you ask in the closing questions time. All right. So what all you would like to ask, you ask here. Do not break them in the middle. Okay, ask such kind of questions which will be helpful for you, which will be helpful for you and which organization want to know from you. But do not ask some irrelevant questions. Can I wear shirt and pant and come? Can I wear formals and come? Can I get 2 mobile phones in the company? Can I use mobile data? No, these kind of questions are not allowed. Ask something relevant questions which will be helpful for you and which companies want to know from you. Ask those kind of questions. All right. And what other companies are you interviewing with? Yes, this is a very important question. So what kind of other companies also you are interviewing with? Are you obviously it is a man's mentality that you will not be quite by applying to only one company. You might be applying to multiple companies. So what kind of companies that you are out interviewing with? This question might also come. So it is obviously good to show that you are attracting interest from other places also. So obviously when you do this one, it will show your value. It will show your credibility. It will show that you are you are interested in the salary discussions also. When some companies offering you with 80,000, then some companies offering you 60,000, some other companies offering you 1.5 lakhs. So when you are interacting with multiple people, when you're interviewing with multiple people, then it obviously shows that your credibility, your value to your knowledge as a person. But when you are answering this question, do not tell that though you give me job or not, what will happen? I am applying for other companies might give me. No, end up this answer by telling that why this particular job of this particular company is very much important to you. and this particular interview, this particular organization is your target, number one target. You end up by saying this one, but do not leave this question with a dilemma. Do not leave this question with a dilemma. Got my point? So you might you tell that you are applying for other companies, you are applying for further apply from other companies based upon the role, based upon the salary. At last, finally close this answer by telling that how important this job is for you, and this is the number one target in your list. Got my point? So next, when could you start? When could you start? When this question is asked, obviously, I'm sure that many of you will be very much tempted to say it immediately, but no. But no, do not tell that you are immediately available to join. If your interview is going on today, if this question is asked, you can tell that, yeah, I'm immediately available, sir. I'm immediately available, madam. I'll be joining from tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock itself. No. Though you are very much tempted, please do not say the answer immediately. You may come across as a desperate one. I agree that, but it could also be viewed in some unprofessional way to an interviewer. Okay. Because when you say immediately, when will you make the arrangements? When will you make the arrangements? Arrangements, I'm not talking about your bag, your luggage to relocate. I'm talking about when will you talk to your company? When will you talk to your boss? When will you get the relieving letter? When will you get the salary slips and all these things? There are some time. You need some time, right? There should be some notice period. So do not tell immediately. First, talk to your company. You might feel that you might know that other in your team itself, on your other team in the same organization, when they are leaving, what is the notice period that company is giving? You can tell that time. You can tell about 2 weeks. You can tell about 30 days. Okay, you can tell about 15 days. But you can even, but here when you tell the particular time, you can even tell that you how much eagerness you have to join your organization, and you try your level best to make out of this various organization as it is possible. All right. So finally, do you have any questions for us? When this question is asked, do not ask those silly questions that can be easily found in Google also. That can be easily found outside also. Do not ask those kind of questions. So ask those questions, which can be helpful, such as you can ask like, how ambitious is this company? You can ask that what are the major challenges of the role that other people might have faced, or you can ask these questions in this way, but do not ask silly questions. What is the salary? What is the office time? Whether I'll get cab or bus or not? No, don't ask these kind of questions. Ask some questions which are very much interesting. All right. So finally, include a question about your day-to-day life in the organization. Okay. What's life? What kind of work culture is this? Is there any activities are happening or not? What's it like to work here? How much benefit it will be for the employees? How effective and positive the company is looking and thinking about the employees in the future aspects. You can ask him this kind of questions, but not ask silly questions where you can easily find out from outside, from Google, from your referrals and all. Is it clear?
Yes, Asif. Yes, Asif. Thank you.
Yeah. So this all is about the interview questions. This all is about the interview questions. Any queries? I hope you people might have got a very clear-cut idea. Yes or no?
Yes,
Did you
yes,
people
it's
get
very
a
useful.
clear
Yeah, it's very, very useful actually. Yep.
what kind of interview questions will be asked, how you have to answer it, where you have to answer it, what is the way that you have to answer it? Did you
Yeah.
people get a clear-cut idea?
Yes, yes, yes. What the way you are explained, and then the classification is that's made it very clear. Previously, I'm having a lot of confusions. This question where it comes there, and so by seeing this classification, I got a clear idea how to answer. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Asif.
Yeah. So any queries, any questions that you would like to ask?
Asif. Yeah, no, it's clear. Actually, I will go and do some homework, and then if they have anything, then I will give you a call, or I will ask Mahesh to connect. Through Mahesh, I will connect with you.
Sure. Thank you. So thank you, Anjanath. So any
Yeah.
questions? All right. So if there are no questions, no questions. That's it.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.